Hey, we are live, main event fans. Welcome back. Greetings to all you boys and girls. We won't say cool cats and kittens, as I was pointed out as being campy.
It's campy.
Campy. As you can see, most of us are coming to you live right now from our quarantine home. Matt is doing his best to social distance with the birds.
I am. I'm flying high, staying away several hundred feet from anybody.
That is fantastic. How about those cows? You keeping your feet off the cows?
Huh?
Are you keeping your feet off of the cows?
Yes, see? No problem there.
Man, I gotta know, man, how do you find your way home?
Here, I'll show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if you look out that way, you see the towers. I know to head that way.
Okay.
So, like, where are you right now? What would we recognize from your point of view?
All right. Right now, I am heading south, right over 39, just south of 60.
Okay.
Okay.
So if I turn around, that road is 39.
All right. You're coming up from Alderman's Ford Park on your left there.
Yeah, it would be, right.
Okay.
Once I get down a little further.
Can we get a traffic report, please?
This is Matty Ho up here in the chopper traffic copter 1000. COVID traffic is great. There is no traffic.
COVID traffic.
See that? The only traffic is these 2 feet. That's all we got.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have a parachute on?
If you look right here, I do have a reserve parachute in case something goes wrong. And then I have my wing up there, which you can probably see now.
Yeah.
That's me flying. And I got my friend Jason flying around here somewhere. Maybe you can see him. He's behind me.
He's behind you.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
We're heading out to Cheeto to Preserve to go do some aerobatics.
Aerobatics, like you're going to go upside down?
Well, I'm not that good yet. Some people do. But I'm just going to go do some, basically, if you can picture like being a pendulum and flinging yourself sideways and then swinging back the other way. And then if you do a little bit of a forward dive at the same time, it feels like you're on a roller coaster. You kind of lose your stomach and all that. Pretty cool.
That's great.
Oh, yeah. Hey, did you guys see our flagpole video was hitting pretty hot today?
Yeah. Very excited about that. What are your thoughts?
I didn't see the whole thing yet, but it was fun making it.
What? Hadn't seen the whole thing yet.
The TikTok break is my favorite part of the video.
That's also my daughter's.
Yeah, well, some real talent there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She said, what TikTok dance was Cliff doing?
I was doing the YMCA.
I said, darling, that was a Cliff talk.
Cliff talk. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Man, that was an all-day project. Wow.
It was. But I had a good time making it. That was fun. So if you're not aware of what we're talking about, we have our first kind of sketched out planned video where we installed a flagpole in Mr. B-Love's front yard that he'd been waiting to have installed for a while, and we decided this is the perfect time to do some comedy and DIY instructional tude. So
that video was 15 years in the making.
It was.
It was 15 years in the making, man. I bought that flagpole. Of course, we realized after we got out of the box why it had been on the clearance when I bought it, and that's because there was that ding in the one side of the pole.
Oh yeah.
15 years later, I'm going to go with they're not going to let me return that.
No, I don't think that's going to go back.
So.
You might have that model flagpole. You might have the last surviving model.
That's also true. That's awesome.
If this had been American Pickers, you could have got the new the new product in the original box. What do they call that? New old product is what they call it. There you go.
New old product.
Yeah, new old product.
Hey Matt, do you need to concentrate, or are we a distraction at all?
Nope, you're good. I'm just climbing
Okay.
higher a little bit because I'm going over all these trees. So I got to give myself distance if I ever had a motor go out that I could land somewhere.
Some bail time. We
What-
could land right there on
So like
Alderman's
now, I
Ford
guess
Little
I would
League.
just go down and land at that. I'd land at that park right there somehow.
You're coming up on Rick's Custom Meats there. He's going to have some brisket on sale.
Sweet.
I bet it's not
but-
on sale anymore, man. They're getting high dollar for that these days.
But from the picture you sent us yesterday, you don't need any more meat.
Oh my
Meat
goodness,
is
that
like
was
gold.
crazy.
Meat's the new toilet paper.
Meat is the new toilet paper. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up on what's coming next. You go out and get it now. Is that wasp spray?
Oh gosh, yes.
Have you guys seen those things? Those killer hornets that are out there?
Yeah.
They're 2 inches long. They kill up to 40.
Oh yeah, the bees.
Bees.
Kill wasps?
Yeah, they kill like 40 bees an hour or a minute, something like that. They wipe out entire hives of honeybees. They have armor on them so that regular bees stingers can't penetrate them. These things look bad, and I do not like bees. So I'm going out and getting some wasp spray. I'm going to keep a tennis racket nearby, and
So everyone needs to know how big these things are, and there's an easy object that's probably nearby all of us and probably most of our viewers, and that's your standard computer mouse. This is about the same size as one of these hornets.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, sir.
Wow.
the length maybe. They might be that long. They're not that wide.
Hey, it's just time for exaggeration and fear. I'm trying to strike fear in people's hearts, make them forget about COVID-19.
Right. I have another object lesson that people might understand. To tell them how big these things are. This is a ruler. You can go with your mouse if you want, but this is a ruler. Okay, and these things they're about 2 inches long, roughly, about like that.
Wow.
I got to put this in the
Anything called
drawer.
a murder hornet got my attention.
That's what it is. The murder. I think I called them killer hornets. Yeah, murder.
They're called like
Murder
murder
hornet.
hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they decapitate bees. They're eating the heads off of bees. So it's doubly bad. Obviously, you got to watch out for these hornets that might take you out, but they're killing the bee population as well, which isn't great.
That's crazy.
We need our bees.
So how are these things getting in?
China.
Oh, guess where they come from? China.
The China.
China.
Look, we didn't do such a good job stopping the COVID. We know that the bees are here. We need to get on this from the get-go. Okay, and I am not a fan. Oh, look at this. There's the flagpole behind him. Oh, there.
Look, Matt's gonna win for best backdrop, so you can put your house down.
That's a pretty good flagpole right there, I think.
Oh, it's great.
That's an awesome flagpole. I like the video from this morning.
Yeah, man, like it was like a brief 20 seconds that there was some wind available, some windage. So let me get out of the way. There's the old flagpole.
There it is. Plumb, straight and true. Thing looks good.
And centered on the dormer there.
And that's just not a hole in the ground with a flag in it. That's the new foam technology, which I've never heard of before. I was pretty excited about that. It got pretty hot too. Hey, what did you drop in there in the blooper? I don't want to know what that was. I missed that.
That was the sleeve. So I
That was just
so I had the sleeve. I couldn't find a way to suspend it. So I know, with concrete, you pour concrete, you can shove the thing in there, right?
Right.
That's what I'm accustomed to working with. But with this foam stuff, I'm like, I don't know how it's going to react. I was thinking it was going to come up through the sleeve if I didn't plug it off.
right.
So we plugged it off. And then I'm thinking, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to shove it into the foam. I don't know how tough this stuff is. I know it sets up pretty quick. So I need to suspend it so that as it comes around, it'll stay. So I'm like, oh, duct tape, why not? It's
Yeah.
the official, man glue. So I put the cross in there and stuck it up, and it stayed for quite a bit until it started coming up around it. and then it falls in. I'm like, oh no, it can't do that.
That stuff, whatever that chemical whatever, the chemical reaction it causes, that stuff was blazing hot.
It got so hot it melted the plastic tube. That tube
Yes.
was just like Schedule 40 PVC.
Yeah, it looked
And
like it was
melted.
boiling.
It melted it. It was insane.
But way easier to mix
Oh, no, it
than
says it's
bags
3
and bags of
times
concrete.
Oh, way easier to
Well,
carry
and
from
it,
the
it
truck.
says it's 3 times stronger than concrete.
Well,
Yeah, I imagine
and
today
waterproof?
it's pretty. Yeah, I imagine today it's pretty much. You could hit it with a hammer and it'd probably just break the hammer.
Should try
And
building
Brian,
your
for
whole
the-
house out of that.
It was pretty. I mean, I think it was like $13 a bag.
Yeah, that little bag was pretty
Compared
expensive.
to, what does a 50-pound bag of concrete cost?
We
Maybe
could have done that
$8.
for about $5 in concrete, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, like a bag of concrete's like $2.50.
Well,
That's
like
more than that.
No, a 40-pound bag would be, but like an 80-pound bag or a 60-pound bag, I think it was $5 or $6.
Yeah.
And that's all we would have needed. So that and some water.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though. We had the perfect amount though.
Yeah,
Any more and that thing would have been spilling over. So
that was the cut with the shovel level. We had the shovel perfectly level across the hole.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked in the video how you guys set that up with the shovel. I said, good night, man. They don't have a 4-foot level. They're just going to use the handle on a shovel, which is
That's what we did.
tapered.
That's what we did.
You saw the tool selection at his house, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad I got there late. That's all I can say. So,
We are
There's enough
too.
tools there to get the job done.
Exactly. It got done.
hey, Brian,
That
how
thing-
about, just to clarify, because I know there was some pretty legit acting going on there. Did you get HOA approval before we did this?
I did get HOA approval before.
Nice.
So the story behind that is, so I send in, to the architectural committee, the HOA approval, and they're taking a couple of days to do it. And I'm getting a little nervous on, I think it was like Thursday morning, because I know we've got this plan, to get this event on Saturday. So I sent an email and I say, hey, just, how long does an approval on this normally take? And they're like, yeah, we're going to have the architecture committee out. They're going to take a look at your request and make a decision on it tonight. So perfect. So Thursday night, I'm getting ready to go on a run, knock on my door. 2 of the 3 members of the architectural committee. And they're like, hey, we want to talk to you about this flagpole real quick. But before we get too far in it, we need to let you know there's absolutely nothing in the HOA that prohibits you from putting it up. But we would hope that you would give us some input on, can you show us or share with us exactly what you're going to do? But like I shared with you guys where I originally wanted to put it, being on, I have the large corner lot. I wanted to put it out more closer to the street so that you could kind of see it from around the bend both ways, right? They weren't a huge fan of that. So when they said you got a secondary or a third site, and so I showed them where that tree stump was that we pulled out, and they're like, yeah, we like that idea. So I rolled with that, and then later that afternoon I finished my run, and the third member of the architectural committee, who you guys all know, you've talked to him before, over there, like my sideways neighbor, he's like, hey, they're not giving you a hard time about that, are they? Because I already told them there's no questions. It's approved, and I think Cliff even chimed in when we were putting that thing together. I think it was Cliff said there's no, unless it's specifically written in the HOA, the Florida state statute is you cannot prevent somebody from putting up a flag, an American flag.
Right.
So what they did ask me was, hey, don't fly, fly the American flag. You can fly the state flag, POW, MIA, or any branch of the military they were okay with. So the chive flag is going to have to fly somewhere else.
Chive flag, your Ohio State flag's gonna have to stay in the,
Yeah, we're
in
not.
the garage.
I said, listen, I'm not going to hang a Florida Gators flag or anything like that. And, one guy was a Gator, so he was like, go right at it. So, I don't know. I think Cliff must be having technical difficulties. Like he's gone.
He gone.
Cliff is gone.
Cliff is
Yeah.
gone. He's gone. So yeah, that was the story of the HOA approval. So we're all good on that.
Good to
That's good.
know.
Trying to position my phone so you can see something while I try and fly.
Matt, this is a good sales pitch for you getting a GoPro right here.
I do need to get a GoPro.
Yes, listen, I think it could be a legitimate expense for new Vista construction.
You're probably right. I got to go put that request in. Hold on. Let me try something here.
You're scoping out new project sites.
Yeah. Let me try that. How's that? Does that work?
That's pretty good. We're going to get another good sunset from you. We had a nice sunset from you last week.
I just got a text message from Cliff that they lost power at his house.
Oh, wow.
No power, no Wi-Fi.
Oh, Cliff lost power?
That stinks. We don't have any inclement weather around. Matt, did you clip
Somebody-
any power lines?
It's on me. I just want to know where his son Clifford was driving. He might have knocked down a telephone pole.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Let's blame it on him.
All right. So, Matt, you know that Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, right?
I do. I'm in a quandary. I've got to find something. Any
Yeah.
suggestions?
All the stores are closed.
Amazon's taking forever to deliver anything now.
Yeah, they are. It's like buying from Wish.
Yeah, so I need to get something. I guess I could make a card. Like, that's from the heart,
That is definitely
right?
the way
If
to go.
if you make your own card. I think I have construction paper at home.
I agree. I've got something. I got my wife something. I think I got my kids straightened out. Getting my wife something. I just need to come up with something for my mother.
What does she like?
Go ahead.
She's very simple. She does not like a lot of fancy stuff.
Oh,
Looks like Clifford made his way back. Is power restored, or are you just going off of phone and data?
I'm trying to work off the phone right now. I do not have power restore.
I wanted to show Cliff the background of another fine project that we've done. So as you're logging back in, if you can see my video clip, behind me is another fantastic project.
what is it?
Man event approved.
That was before the man event had been thought of.
Yeah, but it was the same people involved, right?
True.
Is it the brick wall?
It's the brick
Yeah.
wall.
Oh, nice.
And my wife has volunteered our living room wall for the next project, feature wall.
Ooh. Hey, we're gonna have to submit that for approval.
No, it's inside.
It's still gonna have to be submitted for approval.
She approves.
It depends on how much work is involved.
It's going to be a lot simpler than that brick wall.
Okay, it's approved.
Harder than the flagpole.
Simpler than the brick wall, but harder than the flagpole. Do tell.
It's just putting up essentially the same project you did there with the bricks, just on a wall instead of that small space. So
you want to do actual bricks?
no, she's got something in mind. It's we went shopping one time before. It's thin, like the thin paver type brick look. I think it's almost like tile,
Okay.
but
You
you
could
would
do that
apply
for
it the
Mother's
same
Day.
way. No.
No?
No.
Hey, so gents, who knows Candy Weber?
Tammy Weber. I don't know.
Not I.
No, well, Cliff's gone. We can't ask him.
Is Candy a live viewer?
I don't know, but hi, Tammy.
Yeah. She's asking exactly what is Matt flying?
What am I flying?
Yes.
I'm flying a powered paraglider.
We need make, model, and serial number, sir.
Okay, I am flying a Jin Pegasus 2 24-meter wing, and I'm flying with a TAP harness and a Moster 185 with a 130-centimeter prop.
So the 185, how much better than that is the 150?
Well, I don't know that they make a 150.
I was just trying to sound intelligent about your paraglide
But I
motor.
will. It does put out a whopping about 24 horsepower out of a 185 cc motor. And I don't know what you guys are seeing. Like, can you see the ground at all?
A little
Sorta,
bit.
yeah. We're mostly,
It's mostly-
mainly see the horizon.
Mostly sky and sun.
All right, I'm going to bank left. You ready? And bank left.
Oh, wow.
You know what? It might help her. Your buddy was right there.
Oh yeah, he's flying around here too.
He was up and to your right, probably after 2 o'clock. If you put him back on a little bit, that might help Candy understand what it is you're flying. There's the
Wish
sun
I could
again.
hold the camera better so you can see. But I'm not far off the ground now.
Yeah.
I was going to swoop in a little bit. It's a little bumpy out here with the, I think there must be some wind coming off the trees or something. But all right, I'll give you one more treat. You ready?
Yeah. Let's hit it.
I'm gonna gun it, and we're going to go straight up like a rocket. 3, 2, 1, go.
That's all sky.
I was gonna say, where'd he go?
Where'd who go?
Now we're going to fall down. No, we're going to come into the tree. It's a lot of fun. Everybody should do this.
From my vantage
Wow.
point, it doesn't look like you're even close to the trees.
How's that? That help?
That is definitely closer than we thought. So you're coming up to the area where you're going to do the tricks, or is this it?
Yeah, I'm kind of over the area now.
Okay.
There's a little bit
Uh-oh, we're
of
losing
a more open
Matt.
spot down there,
And so what makes this
but
area
we can drop a little.
what makes this area good to do the tricks and stuff? The thermals?
No houses to hit,
Okay.
like crash.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. If you have to throw your reserve because I don't know you're gonna die, you gotta usually an open place to land.
Okay. So there's no like
that's basically
geothermal,
it.
there's no geothermal reasoning, to hit a different air temperatures or anything like that.
No, not over here. Although you got to deal with that. Getting bumped around by some thermals right now, which I don't know you can tell, but pretty good bump.
A little bit.
So we're having fun with it anyway.
We're
He
having
makes his own noises.
Wow. We're having
Make all
some
the
man
noises you
event
want.
technical difficulties. Clifford Bassett is without power, which makes him also without Wi-Fi. So just us holding it down here.
He should be able to do it with just data.
Yeah, I think his phone was having a hard time
Yeah.
computing everything, But
Understandable.
so
Well,
Pooh Bear,
I'm doing it just off my phone, so he should be able to too.
yeah, he does have the oldest iPhone I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think he's got the 4. I think he's got the iPhone 4. Now his kids probably have the 10X or the 11 or 13.
Right. Uh-oh.
For this
Everyone's acting up for me right now.
iPhone, but
I think
he's
I'm in a
couple
bad
things going on
spot.
this week. You guys with me?
I was having a hard time hearing Lovell.
So let's switch it up to the NFL a little bit. This week, We've seen some quarterback moves.
Yeah, Andy Dalton, surprisingly,
He's a
signs with the
Cowboy
Cowboys.
now.
Yeah, they fully expected him to sign with the Patriots, but they
Now,
chose to.
Oh, so you
Andy
wait a minute. Let me back up for a minute.
signed a 2-year deal, right?
I think it was just a 1-year deal. Not. Don't quote me either way.
Oh, 1 year.
So back up a minute. You thought that the Patriots, who, by the way, didn't pick a quarterback in the draft,
Correct.
and
3 tight
also
ends.
and
No
also
quarterbacks.
picked 3 tight ends, you thought that was a good landing spot for Andy Dalton.
I thought he'd be fantastic with Belichick and that team, but
Were there ever any rumors of it?
yeah, there were, sure, because everyone knew that after they drafted Joe Burrow, the Bengals would be cutting Andy Dalton or releasing, excuse me. So it was just a matter of where was he going to go? That Denver's kind of wanting a quarterback. New England needs a quarterback. I think San Diego still needs a quarterback. The other teams drafted rookies, some in the first round, like with Tua and Joe Burrow. The rest are going to try to make it up with what they have, or maybe potentially sign a camp cut, someone that's cut from someone else's camp. You still have Cam Newton out there looking for a job, I believe. Who was the other free agents that were out there? Jameis just signed.
So you saw Jameis sign with the Saints, which interesting. So a 1-year deal to go to the Saints. I haven't seen anything about the terms. I don't know if either of you have.
He took a 70% pay cut. I believe he's making 30% of what he was making.
He's making 30% of what he was. Okay.
Correct.
So he signs a 1-year deal to back up Drew Brees and essentially Taysom Hill, right? Yet he comes out and says that the reason he went to go play with the Saints because he was going to get an opportunity to play against the Buccaneers twice a year and beat them.
Right.
It's a 1-year deal, and Drew Brees is the starting quarterback. When does this guy ever think he's going to take snaps?
He's going to get the chance to hold a clipboard against the Buccaneers 2 times this year. That's it. That's your deal, buddy. We're frozen again.
I think with Andy Dalton going to the Cowboys
for Jameis, right?
Huh?
You were breaking up again, Lovell.
Oh, I was saying that certainly Sean Payton is going to mix in some trickeration.
Yeah, he has the past 3 or 4 years with Taysom Hill anyway.
But for Jameis, specifically for Jameis.
I don't think so. I think you'll get more with Taysom. When he comes on, you're going to see the same type of thing where he's going out as a receiver, taking a direct snap, running the ball, that sort of thing. I don't think you do that with Jameis Winston. There's no athleticism there that's going to draw anybody's attention. He does probably throw a better deep ball than Drew Brees does, but not sure if that's a play that you put in there. When you've got Drew Brees, when you're able to make the 10-yard slants work with Michael Thomas, you just keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Dalton's gone. He's going to Dallas to back up Dak Prescott, who, is not awesome. So he may get a chance to play.
Well, I mean, here's the thing is I think, that team is also running on a short window.
I heard he took quite a pay cut too.
Dak did? Oh, yeah, with his new contract? Or Dalton?
Yeah, no, Dalton. He took quite a pay cut going. Because he was scheduled to make $18 million, and I think he signed.
Yeah, well, with him being released, I'm not sure what the rules are. I'm sure the Bengals are going to get some sort of compensation. Or they have to pay some of his contract. I'm not sure.
Right. Oh, he's not going to start to that. That's for sure.
No, not unless something happens to Dak between now and September. So But that was about it with the football news.
You know, I was talking to a Bucs fan today, and he was saying how this is just typical Tampa Bay Buccaneers luck. They finally have a great offense. They got Tom Brady. They got all this going for them, and the season will end up getting canceled. Their Super Bowl year will get canceled.
They're not. There's no way they're going to cancel the season. No way the season gets canceled. They'll figure it out. I mean, first of all, it doesn't even start until September.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, even if they hold training camps that are not open to the public starting in August, you know, I think there's a great even if they say no fans in the stadiums for preseason, I don't think anybody's going to be upset about that.
There'll be people upset.
I mean, do you think that many people want to go to a preseason game?
Oh, absolutely. For a lot of people, that's their chance to go.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to go sit out in the heat, to watch backups practice.
No, I'm with you. I don't like to go in September or October, unless we're in the suite.
Word.
Unless word. Unless we're in the seat. Because it's just too dang hot. I mean, we're a bunch of fat guys sweating all over each other at that point.
You can add that to your list of things that aren't going to happen in 2020. Us getting sweet tickets.
Yes. There's no way with Brady and Gronk we'll be getting sweet tickets. No, thank you.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
Of course, maybe if we made my dad a deal to put up the
put up his fence.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, I gotta say, so there's somebody on our chat. Her name is Candy Weber. She's saying without Cliff, we should just cancel the show. That he's the cute one.
What?
It's his wife, right?
It has to be. It has to be.
It's gotta
Hi,
be
Lisa.
wife.
Welcome to the show.
I mean, I'm the sexy one here.
The cute one. Candy Weber. I do not know Candy Weber. But thank you for joining, Candy.
She's fired. Hopefully it's not.
You're fired.
Hopefully it's not a dude.
No, she's welcome. We welcome everyone to watch this nonsense, this train wreck of a show.
So we're talking about the NFL. So we talked about Jameis. We covered Andy Dalton. I felt like there was another quarterback. Oh, how about OJ Howard? The Bucs picking up the 5th-year option on OJ Howard. So let's give some backstory to that. This will actually be OJ Howard's 4th year.
Correct.
Right. So essentially, they have him under contract for 2 more years. With just signing Gronk, who I know is on a 1-year deal. He's only got 1 year left on his contract. And having Cameron Brate, what's the story? I mean, I know the New England Patriots drafted 3 tight ends in the draft, but we certainly don't need 3 tight ends.
I mean, that's tough to say. You don't need 3 tight ends because the way the game's going these days, it's changing. It's it's definitely a passing league, right? We all know that the running back is passe. It's not necessarily a skill. It's not necessarily a prime position any longer. So your passing game is. You've got 2 of the best wide receivers in all the league. Cameron Brate is probably considered a top 10 talent. Gronkowski he was probably arguably a Hall of Fame tight end before he retired, but he is having health issues. He's got back problems. He's got arm problems, elbow problems. So will he last all season? Maybe they're not counting on him lasting all season, so they want to hedge their bet with him and bring in 2 other tight ends. Hey, somebody's got power back. What do you know about that? Or the other possibility, and this is what a lot of people are thinking, is that makes him a more friendly asset to trade. Now another team is going to covet him more. Hi, Lisa, because he's got that extra control of his that year.
Years left on his contract.
Right.
Essentially, okay.
You see the Rays do that in baseball quite a bit when they have control of a prospect, and for long term, that makes that player, they're all he's. That makes him a more valuable asset to another team, another farm club, because that player has such a long team-friendly deal.
Are we talking OJ Howard?
We are talking OJ Howard.
Whew, I'm
Welcome
back,
to
by the
show.
way.
Welcome back to the show, Cliff Bassett.
You know, the power goes out. What's the first thing you do? Everybody, you got to go outside. All your neighbors, like a neighborhood meeting, you know, in the driveway.
Who was it? Whose fault was it?
Yeah, exactly. Like some kid probably ran over a power pole or something like that. You know. Anyway.
Yesterday we heard Pooh Bear talk about how he cut his neighbor's cable, but his worked fine.
Yeah.
So, you know,
call 811 before you dig, people.
Every time.
So apparently your Wi-Fi needs to be on some sort of backup plan.
Well, I was in the middle of hooking up the hotspot that we have, and it takes a little while for it to turn on, and I had to find it, make sure it was charged, turn the thing on, blah blah blah. Anyway, so we were working on it. My backup plan was my phone. I couldn't get a signal strong enough to stay in the meeting. Here I am. But hey, I had some thoughts on OJ Howard, but I don't know what you guys covered, didn't I?
Well, we really need to hear your thoughts. We need to hear your thoughts on Candy Weber thinking you're the cute one.
Oh, she's right. You know.
Oh, you said that so fast too.
Well, we decided that Candy Weber is clearly Lisa.
Oh, I don't think so. Lisa
didn't have power either.
No, Lisa's out.
Listen, right? Candy Weber is also saying that she has a tight end.
Wow.
We need to get this speaker thing going, this video thing going two ways apparently. So not just on the chit chat.
Oh.
Hey, so OJ Howard, what did you guys cover? You guys, I mean, they picked up his 5th-year option.
Yep.
We explained that meant he was under Bucks control for 2 years.
Yep.
Does that make him an attractive? Does that make him an attractive trade prospect, or does that just solidify the Bucks receiving core even longer?
Well, it does a couple of things. The one thing that's very interesting about his 5th year, so this 5th year, number one, is going to cost $6 million to keep him. Okay,
just like Matt's house.
Yeah, and then secondly, the guaranteed money on that contract is only if he gets injured. So a lot like Hargraves, where Hargraves just wasn't performing and they were able to cut him and they didn't owe him the money after that. So it's almost no risk to sign the extension for OJ Howard. The only way they have to pay him is if he gets injured. So it's kind of a good move for them, and it does, put him up as a trade prospect, and people know exactly what they're getting, as opposed to signing him for a 1-year deal and then he goes into free agency. You know that you're going to get the guy for $1.4 million this year. You're going to get him for $6 million next year. Okay, so quick math, take off my socks to do the math here. $7.4 million for 2 years, for what could be an elite tight end in the NFL.
Could be.
Yeah, and listen, remember, Gronk signed a 1-year deal.
Right.
This is kind of a situation that we were talking about maybe Jameis would fall into, which he did, just not with the Bucks. He went with the Saints to do it instead. But now he's got Gronk. He's got Cameron Brate to learn from. He's got Gronk to learn from. He's got obviously Tom Brady, throwing the ball. I mean, he couldn't be in a better position to learn how to be an NFL tight end.
Yeah. And I think the difference there with OJ Howard is the fact that the mistakes he's made up to this point are coachable. They are teachable to get him out of those. Whereas the mistakes Jameis was Winston, mistakes Jameis was making, and the reason I don't think he could have learned from Tom Brady any more than he has is because his mistakes were decision based and almost football acuity, if you will, to use a large word.
You don't have to convince me. OJ Howard, on the practice field, unstoppable. For some reason on game day it hasn't translated, and I honestly feel he's like one play away from that confidence or whatever it takes. Jameis Winston, totally different story. He'd make amazing throws, make ridiculous throws, over repeat.
Right. And
definition of insanity, same thing, just do it over. So
yeah, and hopefully in the case with OJ Howard, he comes through that. We want to see him succeed and do well.
Yeah. Absolutely. So OJ Howard, I think it's if he stays a Buccaneer for 2 years, Gronk leaves, Gronk stays, his upside is tremendous. I don't think we can lose with him, even if we trade him. If we trade him away and we get some other need that we actually have, and we don't need another tight end right now, but we will at some point. I think
Agreed.
we're in a win-win situation here. Did you guys talk about any other NFL moves?
We talked about Andy Dalton signing
Andy Dalton.
with the Cowboys.
How about that? That was, I mean, he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, and I get it, the Bengals, but he's a starting quarterback, and he decides to take a back seat to Dak Prescott. I don't know if I do that if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, because you have just created the first or second loss the Cowboys have. You have just created a quarterback controversy on your team. There's a difference between competition and controversy.
Yeah, true. And that happens. The backup quarterback is usually the most popular person in town.
Sure.
For a lot of NFL cities. So I don't know if that necessarily, it's the Cowboys have a lot more problems than just Dak's play. They've had some defensive problems the last couple of years. They've had some offensive line problems the past couple of years. They've got a good receiver with Amari Cooper. So we'll see how that. Oh yeah, but I mean I think that's about it, right? They've got.
They got a great running back. I mean, Elliott. He's a very good running back. They definitely need some help on that offensive line.
He's a great talent, but if he can't get through the line, he's as good as me back there.
If you were going to be playing for the Cowboys, it would not be for running back. You would be on that offensive line.
I'd like to see what it would be like to play running back for the Cowboys. Insert dream sequence.
Hey, I wonder if the power went off at Brian's house.
I'm wondering the same thing. This show has been there's a phrase for it.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I had to change the Wi-Fi where I was at. My apologies, is just not cutting it.
You did keep going in and out.
So I've moved to my office where the Wi-Fi is at, and
well done. And we're getting another nice sunset from Matty Ho.
How about Matt? He's got no Wi-Fi. He's up there just streaming off of towers that I couldn't do. We're not that far apart, and he hasn't cut out once yet.
That's so true.
Well, I've got him on mute because. What? There we go. Sorry, Matt. I had you on mute.
Oh, I said that's what I was saying before. That if I can do this, Cliff should be able to do it.
Yeah, you would think. So
we see you circling the ranch there, Matt. It looks like you're about to come in for a landing. Do you have clearance from the tower?
Do I? Yes.
Yeah.
I actually will be coming in for a landing in a minute.
You need to buzz the tower once.
Did you
buzz the tower one time?
Buzz the tower.
Oh, buzz the tower?
Negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern is full.
The pattern is full.
Hey, listen, the comments on our YouTube page are getting unrepeatable.
Are they all from Candy?
The Candy is the only one who's currently talking, and
what else do we have?
She's basically said, she's followed up. I have a tight end with you need my tight end.
Wow.
If we were to find pictures of Candy online, where would we find those at?
Oh boy.
She's about to post one for you.
So is there anyone else in the comment section level?
No, just Candy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that Candy is described I'm pretty sure it's Cliff's wife.
Nope, definitely not her. Definitely not her. Have we talked about the baseball schedule yet?
We haven't. We're about to segue into that.
Well, I went out and dusted off my old softball jersey, which you guys recognize.
Well done.
I have this softball, same one.
I know you do. So, and I got this out because I'm excited about the baseball season and that there's a plan that is way better than everybody's going to play in Arizona. That's starting to come into place, and it sounds pretty interesting to me.
Yeah. So a couple of those plans were pretty interesting. So I over the last couple of days, you've seen a lot of talk about that, and one of them was essentially Grapefruit League and Cactus League.
Right.
Or even putting some in Texas. I don't know. That seems kind of weird, but although I could understand, you have the facilities to play a Major League Baseball game with very low attendance, And it probably wouldn't take too much work to get those stadiums ready for a broadcast. You know, they don't broadcast a lot of spring training games, but I'm sure there are plenty of video going on, because that's a high scouting opportunity, right, for Major League Baseball teams. So,
Oh, sure.
you know, that doesn't look like that's the way that they're going to go. But
oh my God, he crashed. Matt crashed. Oh God, Matt, talk to us. Are you okay?
Oh, we're good, guys. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
A little commentary of, hey guys, I'm about to land. I'm going to show you the
How
ground.
about a little heads up, Matt?
My chute's on the ground in a moment.
I told you guys a minute ago, I said I'll be landing in a minute.
That was longer than a minute.
Oh, well, a couple minutes.
Oh man.
Wow.
Hold on one second.
So-
I put my gear down.
No, he's
So
on the
real-
ground.
Realistically, let's talk about the logistics of getting two baseball teams together in, regardless of where the city is, the stadium is, two baseball teams together to play ball, right? And televise it, okay? Because you brought up the television aspect of it. So, and they have radio too. That's a separate team. So you've got radio, television. Of course, I'm sure MLB Network has their archive, film crew, whatever. They're going to want to get involved. You do have all the major league scouts, right? So it's going to be deemed unfair if the Yankees and Red Sox are playing and that someone from the Indians organization can't go and advance scout the teams for an upcoming series, or advance scout players for potential of trades, because that's part of baseball. They get traded all the time. So on top of that, you have the teams themselves with all of their crew, the players and the staff, the training staff. So I think they can transfer, or they can get transported to and from fairly reasonably. They've got their own private planes or charter planes. So I think it's I think it's the ancillary stuff, minus the fans. You've got other people that need to come to the ball game for very legitimate reasons to watch. And those are the ones that are going to have to travel from different homes, different parts of the country. And that's where the problem is going to be, I think.
Well, I think that's why we're talking that they said we're going to play in your home stadium. We're going to play in stadiums. We're going to start off playing without fans. And so everything's going to be Major League Baseball, except for the fact there won't be any fans there. So that covers all those problems that you were just talking about.
Right.
There's places for all those people. The difference is, now we're talking about 100 games or less season. We're talking about, are we going to play under American League rules, National League rules? Are we going to have designated hitters or not? And then, the playoff picture gets crazy, because now we're into 3 leagues. By the way, why 3 leagues and not 4? I get East, West, Central,
Yeah.
but 4 makes it a whole lot easier for playoffs and those types of logistics.
Well, I mean, so one is, do they need 162 games to decide? I mean, some of these teams have lost 100 games a season.
Right.
Yeah.
Several seasons. I mean, do you really need a 162 game season?
You don't need it, but it is what history dictates.
So, I mean, one of the things that while we're talking about this is it possible this becomes the new norm?
I don't think so.
Do we really need 162 games to determine who's going to make the playoffs? Now, a lot of people are going to argue that there's been a couple of seasons recently where it came into a play-in game, right? But for the most part, your perennial suck teams are perennial suck teams. And we don't need 162 games to figure that out. I had read an article, I believe on CBS Sports this weekend, where they even suggested setting up Major League Baseball like European soccer, where you have a Premier League and then you have your under leagues. And so in the Premier League, only teams that are in the Premier League play each other. So the Baltimore Orioles never play the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Unless they earn it.
Yeah, but under that type of plan, the Rays would not have played in the Premier League last year. And the
Okay,
Rays
but-
should have
but
been
would
in
it-
the World Series.
But they would have earned the opportunity to play in the Premier League this season. They
Yeah.
would have played into the Premier League.
Yeah, presumably
Yeah.
3 or 4 teams would have been booted out and they would have been promoted into.
But what I liked about the article was it made a great argument for a lot of these teams that are perennial sellers, 90 loss, 100 loss seasons, is they don't have any motivation or reason to try to get, into
Right.
make a better team. So
Yeah,
like if you knew
their
the Yankees
TV
were never coming to town,
their TV
You-
deals are so good, and that the luxury tax that is in Major League Baseball is so good that the incentive to perform is not always there, is what you're saying, right? We got a meet and greet special guest.
No, sorry about that. I was just letting him know what was going on.
Did you mess with that guy's cows?
Did I do what?
Did you kick that guy's cow, or is that your flying buddy?
No, that's Jason, my flying friend.
So what
This
I'm
is my
saying is
thinking
that,
really quick on the baseball games is that
Yeah.
they won't reduce it simply because of they need the money from all the advertising.
right.
Oh, TV. Yeah, absolutely. TV contracts, advertising,
Right.
everything else that goes into it. Not to mention, I mean, let's face it. What's on TV other than baseball between April and September?
nothing.
That's
Hockey
golf,
playoffs.
Hockey playoffs, basketball
hockey
playoffs.
playoffs. So almost nothing is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Oh no.
Just being
you're
legit
right.
here.
That is my summer nights are filled with, for me, Rays baseball every night
Yes.
Right.
and every afternoon on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, it gives you a reason to sit on your patio and have a smoke and,
Unless they're playing on the West Coast and they don't start till 10 and that gets
Oh,
a little
geez.
late, I mean,
Yeah,
Those
a
are
little
brutal.
late.
See,
Yeah.
there's the argument against having the 162 game season right there.
you never need to play on the West Coast.
I do not need to see the Rays play the Giants. Does not need to happen.
No.
Yeah.
But Cliff, going back to your point about the American League, the National League, so my feeling is you play American League rules because I think it's easier for the National League to adapt to a DH than it is for the American League to adapt to pitchers hitting.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's
So
hard. I don't know that the American League can adapt, not effectively.
Yeah,
Some of those
you
guys
have to-
haven't hit since high school.
Well,
No,
that
but some
you
of
have to
those pitchers
completely
would love
change
it,
your
too.
roster. You've got to completely change your roster based on, with the DH in the American League, you can do that whole thing where a pitcher only throws to one batter. In the
Right.
National League, it's a
Oh,
little
not
bit
anymore.
harder
That's a
to do
rule
that.
change.
That's a
That's
rule
a rule
change?
change. Yeah. I believe it's 3 batters now is the minimum.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
What are the Rays going to do?
Apparently, this has been happening in the minor leagues for quite some time.
Yeah, I actually did hear something about that. I didn't know that it was for sure this year.
Who, I'm just curious if you have any inside information on the Major League Baseball season.
I do have some inside information. I haven't cemented or what's the word? It's not current. I don't have any current information. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Has not been
It's-
verified yet.
It's been a minute.
Well, that's never stopped us before, so go right ahead.
Well, with my housing situation last week, I wasn't able to partake in the normal conversations that I normally have with my inside source.
Okay, I
Gotcha.
follow where you're going. So let's say they play 80 games, they play 100 games, they do it 3 leagues, 10 3-team leagues, and am I understanding that they're only going to play those 10 teams?
That is what I understand. Yes, they will only
Yeah.
play the 10 teams that are in their division.
And that's probably the answer to your why 3, because you need 10 to kind of be a
Yeah.
nice even number. So with the 30 teams in the league, that's probably why you have 3 different. Because if you did 4,
Yeah, you're
then
down to 7 teams or so. I can you can only play the Phillies so many times before you've seen all these guys over and over again.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like so we saw them last week, and here they are again. I get it. Okay.
I just think so we play in the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah, no matter what happens, we still got the Yankees, we still got the Red Sox, and now we're gonna have the Phillies, by the way.
We play in the toughest division in baseball pre-COVID. We play those teams way too much, though.
18 times, right? Is that the number?
Yeah, I believe you play them 18 times a season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Each of your division opponents. So you've got those four sets of 18. Then you play a couple of series against a National League or the opposing league team. You play the other divisions once or twice, and that's how you come up to the 162. So, but certainly there's some flexibility there with minimizing. The 2-game sets against a National League opponent could probably go away. The opposite coast trips for the teams. The Yankees playing the Dodgers doesn't need to happen. The Mariners playing the Braves doesn't really need to happen. You can kind of eliminate those. You can trim up the season quite easily. But I don't really see a reason why they can't travel to and from a normally scheduled. Obviously, again, minimize it to where you're not making the crazy trips. But say for example, the Braves going to play the Marlins. There's no reason why the Braves can't stay in Atlanta and the Marlins can't stay in Miami.
Well, I guess once you're on an airplane, what's the difference?
Right, but if you're
time
concerned,
distance shielding,
if your concern is mixing with other people, which increases your exposure to possible COVID-19 patients, it's your plane. You're controlling who goes on. You're controlling who gets off, how it's maintained, the pilots, all that. So there really is a lot of control. The example I was trying to bring up outside of that is the people like the scouts, people like your radio crew and your television crew. But again, that's such a small segment. I think you can work through that and get them, isolated or tested. The testing is becoming more available, especially the rapid testing, which is getting quicker and quicker. So things like that are going to be able to help manage what you do at a smaller level. You're not having to deal with 30,000 fans every night.
Right.
Hey, is Candy still on?
Is Candy still on? I don't think she's still on, Cliff.
I'm just wondering if she lives in Georgia.
Yeah,
Any
you do
chance?
realize you
Does
can
live in
chat back
Georgia,
with them,
yes.
Lovell.
She's in Savannah, Georgia.
What's that?
She is in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah.
And Lovell, you can chat back with them, right? You have control to do that.
Yeah, I've chatted back a few times.
Okay. So what's your
You
next?
think you know her?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
Athens.
I'm looking at Facebook and I found a Candy
I'm sorry.
Weber in Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Georgia. Yes, it's Athens, Georgia.
Oh, bingo. There she
Hey
is.
guys, welcome to the main event, Stalker Edition.
It's only fair. She's got her here, and I said, "Well, let me see what she's got here. What are we looking at?"
That's fantastic.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's only because she said you were the cute one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I was. Let's see
So
here.
if we were the Backstreet Boys, which one would he be?
If we were the Backstreet Boys, which one would Cliff be?
Yeah.
Good question.
Backstreet's back. It's all right.
Hey, so what should our next scripted video be? Like the one from yesterday, the flagpole.
That was good.
So, I mean, obviously, it's easy to do something around an event, whether it's, a home improvement project, or I thought of myself, if we'd have had video of the camping trip that we made, that would have probably been pretty good, especially the time lapse of us like setting it up and all of that.
Oh yeah.
That could have been a lot of fun.
And we do have some video from that night. It's not meant for public consumption, but we have some.
Okay.
Okay.
I assume there was a reason it wasn't published yet.
Yeah. Many reasons.
Hey guys, I'm just going to break in for a second, introduce you to my co-pilot, Jason.
All right. What's up, Jason?
There he is.
Hello, Jason.
I haven't seen Jason since the big dig.
Yes, that's right. The big dig. So this is Pooh Bear, Brian Lovell, aka B Love, Chief Cliff, and then of course you and me. So
It's a beautiful night out.
they were watching you fly
It
while we were
is.
gone for a while, so they got to see some of your antics up there.
I'll say there's some tricks going on.
No cow kicking,
No, just
no
just
cow
a few
harassing.
pigs.
Jason, what kind of rig you flying? You going with the 125 as well, or the 150?
185.
185. Dang it!
185.
I almost sounded knowledgeable.
Almost.
Yeah, we've got the same rig, but mine's about I don't know 3 months older.
Yep. 2 more hours on his.
Yeah, I got quite a few more hours. But
I gotta up my
Well, Candy
paragliding
wants
jargon
you
if
to
I'm
know
gonna hang
she's
with these
still
guys.
here.
She's still
Yeah,
there.
Candy hasn't told us a lie yet. I'm going to tell you right now. We're
Cliff
not
is
been able to
gonna talk about
determine.
Candy, and something freaky is going to happen. That's what our next video has to be. Cliff and Candy's meetup.
Mm,
Wow.
Yes.
Oh. That's going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Yes, it is. Yep. You better believe it. Hey guys, say happy birthday to Jason too. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday, Jason.
not a bad way to spend a birthday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you can get to Savannah in just a few. Cliff, you could do this tonight.
Hey, how Jason tell us a story about the time he lost power while he was up in that parachute rig.
When he lost. Oh, he did. And
Yeah,
you know,
there's a reason why he doesn't wear a hoodie anymore. So.
Oh, that was one time. Yep. And he came down right next to some power lines. He was an expert flyer, and I had to sit there and fly above him. But yeah, so what happened? Your hood got sucked into your air intake, right?
Well, what happened is right after I landed, I cut that hood off that jacket.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a good move.
The good news is, guys, in case you didn't know, he lived. So
Yeah, it was all good.
yeah, he lived. It was all good.
I probably had about 20 feet on each side of my wingtips coming in with clearance. So yeah, plenty of room.
Between trees
Wow.
and power lines.
Well, we always wondered if there was enough room to land on that patch, and I had to figure it out the hard way.
Now you know.
The short answer is yep, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it could have choked you out.
I
Uh,
give him a firm.
well, it still had to go quite a ways back to hit the prop, but the intake's about 6 inches closer to where my seat's at. So yeah, it hit the intake long before it hit. It wasn't long enough to get to the prop, and I had it tucked up and pulled short. I didn't think it was long enough to get to the intake either, but it was.
I will tell you really quick though, speaking of that, there was one time I borrowed Noah's Beats headphones and I took off and they flew off my head right through the prop. Just got chopped up to about 1 billion pieces.
Wow.
Long story short, that's how he ended up with an iPhone.
Hey, did he make you rebuild them?
Well, no, I found about.
Did you have to stain his room?
Parts, man, that was it.
Did you have to stain his bridge?
Huh?
Did you have to stain and sand his bridge as punishment?
Oh no, that works the opposite way. That works the opposite way.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, we
That's
are getting
great.
another nice sunset here now, as you can see.
Look at that.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just writing sunset paychecks down there in Lithia.
I'm telling you, man, this is a Sunset Alley. We get some good ones. It's like here and the Grand Canyon are like neck and neck.
Check out Matt's windsock.
Oh, you like that? That's actually Jason's windsock, but isn't that pretty cool? You can see that
Yeah.
came from space.
So you just take that with you whenever you go?
Well, yeah, you have it at your landing site so you can tell the wind direction so you know which way to land. So tonight I actually did not, because when I came in, I did not come into the wind right, so it made it a little bit harder. But yeah, that's why you have that.
Yeah.
So here, while I'm out here,
there hasn't
we're
been much wind for the flag.
No, but the flag is waving.
It is waving.
Yeah, and it's probably the most famous flagpole in all of Brandon, Florida, right now.
I would have to agree.
And it's only been in existence for, well, technically 15 years, but in its
A little over
erect
24 hours.
Yeah, and its erect position, we're at 24 hours. No Viagra needed. That's a good flagpole.
That's a good flagpole.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's
flag.
still up, more importantly.
So you guys were asking, what's the next video, right?
Yeah.
What could we do for the next video? Well, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to show you.
Oh
Just a
boy.
second. Yeah. Hold on. second.
You look like you've approached the barn.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're inside the hall of the barn now. And right up there, we're gonna build the man event second floor for our project, and that'll be the man event like filming headquarters or something.
Yeah, our new studio.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
What do you think, Lovell? That's gonna be awesome.
Listen, I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you.
Oh God.
I
What
was
did Candy
laughing
say
at
now?
Candy says, first of all, she'd like to be a guest. But
Okay.
she says, hey, I don't even need a chair. I can sit in the chief's lap.
Wow.
Well, as it just so
Oh,
happens,
geez.
Cliff is our talent coordinator, so he'll be happy to introduce you.
Talent. He is the talent coordinator. He's the show's producer.
Yes.
Wow.
Man, look at those lights. Those
See
are
that? We got power
fantastic.
going on. Got the whole barn coming up. Look at this. I got my fans installed for the horses.
Wow, Matt, you dude, look at you, man. You do some good work.
The horses, look at that. They got their own lights up there to light up their stalls. We got fans going on. These guys are living in luxury around here. I'm telling you. I think the
Nice.
barn is nicer than my house. You know? So anyway, so that'll be the next man event project. What you guys, you up for it or what?
That's definitely long term. That is not a one-day project.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
2 days.
That's building a subfloor. Oh my goodness.
Are we allowed to smoke cigars?
Absolutely.
You ever seen a barn catch fire?
Not from a cigar.
You ever seen about 50 dead horses from a barn fire?
He's only got
Don't
one
worry,
donkey.
man.
The one horse and the donkey.
We've got Chief Cliff and Deputy Candy. We're going to be just fine, guys. They'll put out any fire.
Deputy Candy.
Cliff's new sidekick.
Candy's in the army, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Not sure. I was in the army
Wow,
in
this
Georgia.
is the stalking edition of the man event.
Yes, I'm getting nervous
Yeah.
here. We're going to get a call from the FBI or something.
Hey, to be honest, this is what happens to YouTube stars, though. So consider
Hey, you guys
yourself
just get used to it.
Exactly.
Hey, I can't turn this off. You know, it's on 24/7. So
Have we pointed out to Candy how well that softball shirt fits after all these years?
yeah, I've been out of shape for a long time, man. It still fits. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cliff, you got a different background today. I didn't even, well, actually, Lovell, so do you.
Yeah, we're both in our offices today. Well, I'm in Lisa's office today. I've been kicked out of my own office, recently. So.
Nice. So what are all the topics we covered today? We got sports down, right?
Yeah. Hey, you know what's coming up? We got Mother's Day coming up. So this is a public service announcement. Mother's Day in 1 week. So
Hey,
I haven't done anything yet. Have either of you guys? Any of you guys?
Listen, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Proof that there's 4 studs on this show.
Yeah, there are four bona fide studs, tried and true, certified.
We were all birthed.
Certified studs.
So anyway, you guys doing anything?
I've got my wife's gift hammered out, and I've got a little something from the kids for her, but I do not have anything for my mother.
Well, and we will next week. Will have to be the man event Mother's Day edition, then, right? Because it will be Mother's Day.
Oh, we should get our moms on.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
I can't do that. But
I don't need the headset then. If mom comes on, I'll just give it to her and it's over, man.
Listen, my mom can go for hours, so yeah.
These little yellow boxes on here when you're talking will just be doing circles nonstop if we get 4 moms on.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll want to come back.
I've got to really think about it, but I got to come up with something for Mother's Day, and apparently a barn is not going to cut it, so I've got to come up with something else.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Just the way it is.
Yeah. Wow. I'm empty-handed right now.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid gift, if you ask me.
Listen, Cliff, I'm sorry to tell you that Candy's affections have moved on.
Oh man, that happens. That happens when you're me. You know, win some, you lose some.
She
Is it
said
Jason?
that looks pretty good.
He's going off to
Is-
Matt.
Pooh Bear.
Is it
Matt's
Matt or
got-
Jason?
Matt's got wicked OCD. She doesn't need. That's. Sorry, Matt. Didn't have to sell you out there, but when my girl starts looking at someone else, I'm gonna have to step in.
Oh boy. I got
my
that.
God.
I got big shoulders. I could take it. Oh, man.
That's terrific.
So,
So,
Mother's Day, we got nothing. It's going to be full on panic mode for the next couple days.
Yep. If anybody has any good ideas, throw them in the comments because I got to come up with something. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
The
to
problem
figure-
is you can't just go taking her out to dinner anymore.
I'm gonna figure stuff out too. I gotta figure. And here's the other thing: is like Amazon right now, their
Unreliable.
shipping isn't actually fast.
You
No.
might as well order off a Wish.
Wish.
You guys haven't ordered anything off of Wish?
Never heard of Wish.
Wish is like the dollar store compared to Amazon.
Okay.
All right, it's the cheapest Chinese-iest made crap you've ever bought.
No, we don't need
And-
anything else from China here.
But it takes about 6 weeks to get anything. Most of the time you forget you ordered it by the time it gets there.
All
It's one of
right. Well, I
those.
don't have time for Wish. So moving on.
Well, that was the
something
joke.
more
Is that
immediate than that.
it might as well be Wish at this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, Amazon's not exactly fast right now.
No.
Right. Walmart's not open yet or anything that you can go into?
Oh, you can go right into Walmart if you want.
Yeah. So there you go.
You cannot,
right in.
however, go right into the Home Depot.
No.
Hey, what
you
about flower
can.
shops? Did all the flowers at the flower shops die? So now you can't even go get flowers?
I'm
Uh-huh.
not sure flower shops are essential.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's any flowers anymore.
So you do have to wait in line for Home Depot, but no longer at Lowe's. Lowe's is full capacity. They don't care who comes in.
Yep. Lowe's never did. Lowe's was like, man, just bring in your dollars. Come on in.
No, they
I went to
did.
Home-
Well, they made Chrissy and I wait a couple weeks ago
They did?
What?
out front. But today we did not. We went looking for a freezer, a chest freezer, deep freezer, which
Yeah.
apparently is non-existent right now. One answer we got from the salesman was because they're all made in China, that
Okay.
they can't get any. And I said, well, you've got plenty of refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, all that stuff that's made in China as well, which isn't true because most of the appliances are made here in America, at least assembled. But anyway, then the other guy said, yeah, everyone's buying them up because the meat shortage. I'm like, well, that just happened yesterday. So not real sure how that got out. But anyway,
I don't know, Matt, is
You
there a
guys-
meat shortage at your house?
There is. I was going to say, did you guys see the meat stash that
We
Dawn put
did.
together for us yesterday?
so
Oh,
jealous.
Yeah. I got meat, and more meat.
Going on a
Yeah.
keto diet.
If I knew how to throw that picture up, I would.
I could do it, I guess.
Yeah, throw that picture up there. See if we, the meat stash. Telling you.
The Matt Meat
Yeah.
Hall.
The other thing I was going to say is I went to Home Depot today, and it was at least a 25-minute wait. It was like lining up to get into like the movie theater.
That's how you're going to throw it up. Anyone could have done that. He's like, I know how. I think I can figure it out. Congratulations. Well done.
You guys didn't step up.
Wait,
I
wait,
mean,
put that
let's
back,
go.
put that back up one more time. I got
You,
it.
you think Candy likes a man that doesn't know what he's doing?
Listen, Candy says the only way she can
That's
decide
valid.
between
There you
Cliff
go.
and Matt is to
There's
see them
there's our meat
shirtless.
stash.
There you go.
Yeah. Just so you know, there was sausages in there too.
There was.
Yep.
Did you hear that gauntlet throwdown, Matt?
What was that?
Candy said the only way she's going to be able to decide between you and Clifford is to see you both shirtless.
Hold on a second. What's going on? Oh, Candy. You know what? If I had that song, Candy Girl or whatever, I'd be playing that right now.
Oh my God. No, seriously.
Is he stripping? What is?
He,
What is going on here?
he was working on it.
Dude, you got to take every opportunity. This doesn't happen to a guy my age anymore very often. You know?
So, So Pooh Bear, so I was at Lowe's today. I have never seen it
Almost.
as busy
Let me done.
as it was today.
The return desk was ridiculous
Absolutely insane.
Where was this at?
At
at
Lowe's.
Lowe's.
Oh, at Lowe's. Yeah.
There was at least, no exaggeration, about 20 people in line for the return desk,
Insane.
to the
Well, people-
point where we were asking them if they had any deep freezer chest to return, because we would buy it.
Good night.
Really?
Well, they didn't have any. Nobody's got them. They're out everywhere.
See,
Why do you think that is?
I'm gonna post a picture
All right.
here, Pooh Bear style. I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Oh wait.
There we go, Matt. There you go. What do you
Boy,
got?
look at that.
18.
See if she likes a man in uniform.
Look at
Wow.
that puffed up
Huh?
chest. Holy cow.
All right.
The Photoshop hack job done on that thing.
That's legit.
I mean, look at all the hair you tried to add to yourself.
Now,
It
Just
might
to
be
be
a year
clear,
or two old, but it's legit.
just so everybody knows, that photo was originally taken on one of those Polaroids that you got to shake them, and
Yes.
that's how old that picture is.
Well, if you can tell, if you know the difference in fire department rank, you can see that there's a couple of stripes missing on that one.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Oh boy. Good times, man. Good times.
So what else we got, gents?
Maybe
You
a
got
rat-
current events. Anybody wants to talk current events?
That's about all on my list.
Joe Biden's in the news. Creepy Joe.
What has creepy sleepy Joe done now?
Is that what he did
Where
now? It's
is.
what he did back in 1993. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Today he's like sniffing people. That's kind of weird.
Right.
But so look, I don't know if he did any of this stuff or not. But he
So just say whatever you're gonna say, then say allegedly.
allegedly. So these are this girl Tara Reid, who worked for him in his Senate office, accused him that in 1993 he's saying, or she is saying, that she finger penetrated him, and other people are saying that he's touching her in the neck and sniffing them, and you don't hear any of this stuff on the news. I mean, like, where is this at? Because this is Brett Kavanaugh. Kind of similar, actually not anywhere near as difficult as what Tara Reid is complaining about.
Right.
This is all over the news. And then of course Trump with the what's her name, the porn star Stormy Daniels, all in the news. Made a big deal about that. Honestly, I don't know if any of it's true. I don't know if any of it's true. Yeah, I assume the Trump stuff is true. Just
Because it sounds like it could be.
it sounds like it probably is,
You're no longer shocked to hear it, so therefore, meh.
well, you know what?
Probably
So Donald Trump if he comes on TV before he gets elected president, and he says, yeah, this happened. I'm a billionaire, and yeah, sorry. I'm like, okay, I can appreciate that. I'm not really going to endorse it, but I can appreciate the fact that what happened, and that's kind of between him and his wife. The Kavanaugh thing, I honestly don't believe that happened. The Biden thing, I have no idea. But what does bother me is the hypocrisy in the way they're being treated in the public eye. Yeah, the news. No one's picked these stories up.
Well, because you related it to Kavanaugh. So Kavanaugh was simply nominated to be a Supreme Court justice, which is a lifetime appointment. So it's very important to make sure that the person you're nominating has character, and that there really aren't a whole lot of issues that reach that kind of level.
So
But,
does the president, though. He may not
well,
be lifetime appointment, but he's got hands on buttons.
That's what I'm saying. So
Well, careful with the hands-on stuff now, because that's what's getting these guys in trouble.
Well, if you look at all these pictures of Joe Biden over the years and all the comments that have been made, I'm inclined to believe that as much as I am Trump, and a heck of a lot more than I am about Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's just proven the old, well, it's not even, I don't even know if it's an old adage, but it's, the thought a lot of people have is that men in power are going to have corrupt actions. For every powerful man out there, there's 100 candies looking to get with that powerful man. Right.
Well, look at it this way too. If you're going to be a politician, first off, you got to have a heck of an ego to start with, right? To make it through all that. You want that power. You want that adoration. You thrive on that. That's kind of like your food, right? So what goes along with that? All these kinds of actions. They want to have power over other people. They want to, I'm not saying every politician out there or anything, but I can kind of see the link, the correlation. You know what I mean?
And you're used to getting what you want. You're used to people telling you what you want to hear.
Right.
And that doesn't stop at the person you're making a deal with on national policy. It doesn't, it carries on over into,
I mean, here's my thing.
carnal relationships.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
These are our choices.
Yeah, these are the best two we can come up with.
That's a
These are
very
well,
good point.
There was another guy that came in this week, right?
The Libertarian
Yeah, what
out
was his
of
name?
Michigan.
Yeah.
Karma or Arwa or something.
Yeah, I did read about him.
He's not even relevant.
No, he's not relevant. He's not going to win.
Not relevant.
He's going to
okay?
get 10,000 votes out of Michigan. They'll oh, that was Minnesota that elected Jesse Ventura governor. So those M states will elect anyone, I mean,
States.
Right.
M states, Mississippi,
Maryland.
So
Well-
here's my thing. How many people reside in this country? How many U.S.
300
citizens
million.
are there?
Just,
330
it's
plus
almost
million.
closing in on 400, I think, like 3.8 million.
300
Okay,
million plus.
Let's call
Okay.
it 3.5 million. These two
300,
assholes is what we get.
350 million.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so
But yes, the answer is yes.
350 million people.
Well, look at the
There's
other
got to
reason for
be
that.
talented people in this country coming out the wazoo.
Right.
Justin Amash.
And we get these two. We get these two guys.
Yeah, but
Look
here's
what we
the
got.
reason.
Look what we got 3 years ago. We had Trump and Hillary Clinton. I mean, you got one guy. It's insane. It absolutely is
This
crazy.
the best
Well,
we got. And
Why
it-
do you think?
like,
Why?
I don't get
Why do you
it.
think that is, though?
Nobody of talent wants to be president of the United States.
There is,
No,
but it's just like
Nobody
we were
wants to
talking
go
about.
through the crap you got to go through to
Right.
get there in the first place. I don't care who you are. They're going to find any kind of. You could be a squeaky clean guy, a regular Joe, a good guy. They're going to rip your family apart. Rip you.
Yeah.
You can't get any. A regular good guy can't get ahead in politics in this country. It's impossible. So the only
Right.
people who do it are the people who have big enough ego to
Listen.
know that the crap that they've done, they're not going to care enough about it to stand up to let
Okay,
people.
put the womanizing aside. Put the womanizing aside. Put their ethical behavior aside. I'm sorry. Talent-wise, this is the best we have.
Oh no, nowhere near. But Colin Powell, who is a legit contender, who was a legit contender for president, as soon as the rumors started that maybe he was interested in running, and next thing you know, stuff about Vietnam is coming up, and he's like, guys, I am not interested in this. This is not for me. And it doesn't matter who you are, there's something out there. And if it's not there, they're going to manufacture something. Maybe Brett Kavanaugh is a victim of something like that. I have no idea. But there's no way you come out clean. It doesn't matter who you are.
Right. And so if you're a good person, you're a regular Joe, there's no way you're going to put yourself and your family through that enough because you don't have a big enough ego to make it through the whole process to get to the point of being
Right.
a
And let's
high-level
say,
politician.
so now going back to the odds of out of 350 million people, is there someone that's more talented? Let's take all those characteristics. Someone who is squeaky clean, who agrees with you politically and has the experience. Now they've got to have the money to combat the other people that do have the money.
But here's the problem. Okay, I'm willing to forgive some poor decisions. I'm willing to forgive some character flaws.
I think most Americans
For
are,
somebody
otherwise you
who was
wouldn't have
talented.
President Trump.
What's that?
I said, I think most Americans are, otherwise you wouldn't have President Trump right now.
Yes, but talented. Like I know we've all made mistakes, right? Every one of us in some way or fashion, that if it came out to a political campaign, we or our families could or would be embarrassed. Okay.
Yeah.
But where is the talent?
Well, you're looking at it from the wrong way because yes, you as a voter would vote for them, but they're not willing to put themselves through the ringer to get your
Correct.
vote in the first place.
They're not rising up to say, here I
Right.
am.
It's like
Right.
this. Last week we talked on this show about winners want the ball no matter what.
So I'll tell you where we have real winners are in our generals. And we've had some really talented presidents in the past that were generals. Just Washington, Jackson, Grant, Eisenhower all come to mind just off the top of my head. And there's probably, a couple more out there. JFK, not a general, but had a pretty good run in the Navy during World War II. And none of those guys, including Colin Powell that I just mentioned, they can't get through the screening process because what they have, they're not, I think it's, what they have, they're not willing to lose. They're like, my life's pretty good right now, and I don't need to be attacked again in a battle I can't win, or a way in a battle I can't defend. And they're like, screw it, man, I'll let somebody else do it. But
and to be honest,
my life's good enough now as it is. I'm not going to wreck that for this maybe chance and then have an additional bull crap made up about me along the way. They're just not going to.
And to be honest, most of our best presidents have been reluctant leaders. George Washington did not want to be president. He was asked repeatedly, but he declined because he felt it was going to become a king or a monarchy type of position. Mm-hmm. He didn't want any part of it. He had to be convinced and prodded into the position. That's the type of leadership we crave these days, is the type of leader who's capable of doing the job, but is reluctant to do it because of a different reason, right? That's what we're craving right now as a society, I think.
Well, we're not going to get it by November, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're not.
No, and we're not going to get it in
at least another 4 years.
with the current, honestly, with the current two-party system, with the amount of exposure it takes to become elected, with the processes that we have in this country, it really is, it's not impossible, but it is really unlikely that someone could rise from the ranks of the people and become get at the local level.
I hate the party system. And here's why. I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm a freaking American. And there are things that are on the Democratic platform I can get behind, and there are things on the Republican platform I can get behind. But too many people in this country base their values and their opinions off of what they see on network news. They're not smart enough to figure it out.
And here's the reality. Most people would probably be in the same camp as you are. Most people are going to be in the same camp as you are, but they're either uneducated enough they're uninformed enough to know the difference. And then we also have this polarizing black or white society where I can't like an idea that you might have because you voted for whoever, right? As soon as you tell me an idea and I find out who you voted for, I have to be offended. How in the world could you come up with that idea and still support candidate X, right? That's the kind of mentality we have today. You even see it with the virus right now. People it's split down the middle. Who is, let's go back to work, who's not, right? It's very, there's so few people anymore that can look at it objectively and say, this is what needs to happen because these are the consequences, or this needs to happen because those are the consequences. It's very rare to find someone that is can think about it objectively from all the different sides and then say this is what needs to happen.
And that's what I'm saying. We base it too much on I'm Republican or I'm Democrat,
right?
And we're just all Americans. And I understand that we're all never going to agree on something, but a lot of people in this country choose their political party based on these people believe more in what I do.
She obviously has a good eye. So
wow.
She just said you have a short hose. So
this is a tough crowd tonight. Wow.
So what I'm saying is, like, we choose political parties by I agree with this one more than I do with this one.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with believing in ideas or opinions or platforms of both. And that's why I don't like the two-party system.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's kind of like if you're a Democrat, you're on the Democratic team no matter what. And
Right.
it's like us against them. It's not like, hey, well,
I think
everyone's got
Republicans
some
are
good
the
ideas.
same way, Matt. I think Republicans are the same way.
No, they are exactly. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just I should okay. I could have let off the same statement with Republicans are, and it would be just as true.
That's fair.
It's just we're making ourselves into us, this team versus that team, and we've got to win at all
Right.
costs.
And there's
And
no
who-
chance for me to agree with anything you say because you are on the other team.
Right.
Which,
It's like
which is
Bucks
bull.
versus Saints. It's like Jameis Winston versus Tom Brady.
Right. It's become a
Those
sport.
things are black and white. There are
It's
some
become a sport.
Yeah, it really has. And like you said, at all costs. And the problem is, no matter which team wins, collectively we lose.
Right.
Yeah.
There really is middle ground on almost every major issue with our country today. It's just, it's not pointed out because it's for whatever reason, it's seen as being weak or indecisive.
Yep.
You could take almost every single issue. I'm not going to go into them here because that's,
Yeah, the last thing I wanted was for the Man Event to become a political show.
Right. We don't want that to happen. But I will tell you, it's 24-hour news and social media, right? The social.
Right.
So everybody can say one thing and instantly the whole world hears it.
Hey, let's
and
wrap
there's no
up this
filter.
political discussion. I got a thought for you guys.
all
And that's if con is the opposite of pro, then is Congress the opposite of progress?
Wow.
Oh, could be.
Deep thoughts with Cliff Bassett. There you go,
Those are
guys.
deep
Sorry,
thoughts.
You
Deep
Googled that,
thoughts.
right? You Googled
Jack
that?
Candy.
I did Google that right there.
I figured
Your
as much.
Google skills are impeccable.
They've been on display tonight, guys.
I mean, from
see that.
showing pictures of yourself 25, 30 years ago to finding out where Candy lives.
Wow.
What time you heading to Candy's?
The things
No, she's already dumped me. She dumped me for you, man.
I never thought would happen on the Man Event.
Which would be
Cliff is
what?
Hey, Cliff is the Man Event's first sex symbol. Nice, man.
Nice.
Hey,
Congrats.
the closer he gets to his house, the weaker his signal gets, by the way. Something's wrong here. I don't understand.
So, gents, where are we at? We want to wrap this thing up, or we got anything else to cover?
Yeah, I got to go work out. I got pump some weights and probably get the gun show back in order.
Oh boy.
So I've only done 200 push-ups today. I got another 200 to go before we sign off,
Wow.
or after we sign off.
Well,
And that's
you better
highly
get at it.
unusual,
All right, so
It is.
500 by this.
Cliff, in an effort to make the Man Event a complete and all-around show, we're going to go ahead and watch.
Yep, there you go. So
Well,
get
the workout.
started. Yep, every push up.
I'll start with some sit-ups. You guys ready?
Yep.
1,
2. I can do these all night, guys.
3.
My chair rocks. My chair rocks.
You should have at least angled your camera different so it looked like you were laying down.
I can do them one-handed. I can do them no-handed. These are amazing.
That is talent right there.
I love it.
Well, we'll have to group back together on Mother's Day. Hopefully, we'll have some good stories about what awesome ideas we came up with.
Hey, I'm not joking. If you guys come up with a good idea, let me know.
You guys
That
wanna
is
come
dead
paint
serious.
my house on Saturday?
Huh?
That again?
You guys want to come paint my house on Saturday?
I've got a thing.
You got a thing.
I'm on duty Saturday. I am.
I'm leaving on a cruise.
I'm leaving on a cruise.
Lovell,
Matt's
put this
gonna
whole
wash
thing
his hair.
together. You just put this whole thing together for free labor? Is that what I'm understanding here?
I mean, dude, I it's pretty. I'm in pretty good company here in terms of house projects.
Yeah. I
Listen,
see that.
between the four of us, there really is nothing we can't do.
Yep.
We can't pick a
We'll get her done.
quality candidate for president.
Yeah.
Well, we could. We just can't elect them.
Be loved.
All right.
Be loved.
We could pick one.
Be loved
I like
president.
it.
All right, so I guess
Yep.
we'll wrap it up here. So thanks for joining us on the Man Event
Absolutely.
this evening. If you like the show, let us know. As Cliff says, if you like it, fair enough. If you don't like it, fair enough. Tell us that too. Make sure you hit subscribe or like. And we will be back with you again next Sunday night, same bat time,
Live.
same bat channel, 7 o'clock here on YouTube Live.
Ring that bell.